I was thinking the other day, I looked at the footage of a kangaroo in Australia, somewhere on television, and suddenly it sparked off a thought in me. I thought how a kangaroo is a symbol of Australia and something that perhaps Australians have an ownership to. And likewise, there are symbols of other countries. For instance, perhaps the Nanga Parbat mountain in Pakistan is something that is Pakistani, that is perhaps in a way owned by Pakistanis. And I was thinking, how people take a sense of pride in the assets, or in the natural assets, or in the symbols, or in the landmarks, man-made landmarks or natural landmarks of their country. And a thought occurred to me. I thought, I may be a Pakistani, but I don't feel disconnected with this kangaroo in Australia. I really liked what I saw on television, and I felt like I was attached to this kangaroo. And I had a very strange thought, just a sliver of a strange thought, that if I'm in a conversation with an Australian, for instance, would they feel like they lay more of a claim to the kangaroo than I do? Would a US citizen lay more of a claim to
an eagle?
An eagle, yes, an eagle, for instance, or the Empire State Building than I do as a Pakistani? Or would as a Pakistani, I lay more of a claim to the truck art of Pakistan, or the Nanga Parbat mountain, or K2 than any other national of the world would? And the thought seemed slightly offensive to me, to be honest, and I realized what was at the core of my dissatisfaction. I realized that we have come to see the people of the world, or the nations of the world, the peoples of the world, have come to see ourselves as owners of what is in our lands, whether that are the natural resources or whether those are the outcomes of our enterprises. Whereas we are not the owners of what we have in our lands, we are the guardians of that. What we are here for is to give what is of our land carefully and appropriately to the rest of the people. We are here to offer it tenderly and gently. We are here not to close our hearts and our gifts to the world, but to open them up. And if we have any job to do in this world, it is to ensure that we carefully and appropriately and gently give of ourselves. This matter is about the opening of the hearts, and the matter is our interrelatedness. We are interrelated. We cannot be interrelated if we start owning our assets with a pride. Now, that is not to say that somebody who has, for instance, participated in the building of the Empire State Building, or their children, do not take a sense of extra pride to it. Why not? They have put their sweat and blood into the building. That is absolutely true. They might own a piece of land. That is also absolutely true. But this ownership of anything in this world is about preparing ourselves to gently open ourselves up, gradually open ourselves up. I think this is where our hearts ultimately aspire towards. And this is where the course of global history is also going towards, a gradual opening up. This is why A feels a little bit of hatred against B when B is closing themselves down and when B is owning something. We have a natural disliking and a suspicion of that kind of behavior. But as owners of something, or as residents of a certain land, we have become accustomed to being proud nationals, acting as though we own this piece of land. We don't. It was in this movie called Crocodile Dundee that this character, Michael Dundee, I think his name was, he said that neither I, the white person, or the Aboriginals own the land. That rock there has been here for 600 million years. So nobody, neither the Aboriginals nor the whites, own the land. The land owns us. The earth owns us. We are the stewards, the guardians.